to the phones. Our seminar caller is apparently pretty hot under the collar today. Seminar caller, welcome back to the Regular Joe Show. I understand you are gravely concerned about the state of affairs.
No, I wouldn't say gravely concerned. I mean, it's totally normal for a president to insinuate that he's going to use a nuclear weapon, possibly. I mean, all presidents do that, right, Joe?
Well, I don't know that all presidents do it. I don't know that this president has done it. I've read the statement multiple times on the air. Where do you get from this that he's willing to use a nuclear weapon?
I'd have to look at the exact wording he used, but totally decimate, Stone Age. That could
bunker busters do that pretty well.
I don't think Trump is nuts enough to do it.
So you're worried about him doing something that you don't think he'll do?
I think there's something he could possibly do, yeah.
So wait, well, okay, but
You're
a moment ago
you're only concerned when things are 100%.
No, that's not. I'm not concerned. No, because I have no concern that he's going to drop a nuclear weapon. But you said a moment ago, I don't think he's crazy enough to do it. But then you said, but he could do it.
He certainly could.
So, but you don't see that as contradicting yourself? I mean, that's literally the opposite statements.
It's funny if you want to talk about contradictions. I'd like to bring some up because we know he's a stable genius, and I know he's always playing 22D chess, and like acting like a lunatic and a sociopath is just part of the 22-dimensional chess that he's playing.
It's part of his endearment.
Let's look at some of these. You know, you remember, of course, we obliterated their nukes 7 or 8 months ago, but then we had to go back in because, this time around because, well, their nukes aren't obliterated.
Well, no, but hang on. No, we got to do this if you're going to make the claim. So yes or no, when we tried to have good faith peace talks with them about some resolution, did the Iranians come to the table and say, hey, by the way, we have enough enriched uranium for 11 nuclear bombs. We're at 60%. We can get to 80% pretty quickly. Did that happen?
So why 8 months ago did he say we totally obliterated their program?
We obliterated the program that was there. Then we found out they have redoubled their efforts to obtain more uranium and started enriching it, which is why you react.
Actually, the military put out an assessment a week after the initial attacks that said we didn't obliterate their nuclear program. And by the way, the general or colonel, whoever put that report out, he got fired because you can't go against Donnie, so that guy's gone.
But how do I take? Hang on, how do I take anything? That guy, that somebody, that person. He could be a colonel, a general. He could be whatever. I mean, you have literally no. But don't you think you should check those facts before you just make assertions, make these comments that he got fired. That guy got fired. Which guy? That guy.
So on air, you want me to go on ChatGPT to look it up?
Really? First of all, if you're relying on ChatGPT, why don't you rely on TikTok? Right. It's about as accurate. I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to get on the air and you're going to start making assertions, don't you think before you make those assertions, you should double check yourself? Make sure that you're using a reliable source for information.
I got a business to run. I don't do this.
Well, this is your business.
Okay.
Come on.
No,
this is what you spend most of your day calling shows, making a fool of yourself, trying to make assertions you can't back up.
God. Yeah, thank God I'm self-employed and other people work right now to make me money so I can, fart around and do this in my free time. All right.
What does that say about you? I mean, anyway, we're up against the break. I'll put you on hold. I'll have Charlie talk to you, see if you actually have any kind of a saleable point that we can use on the air. Hang in there. He'll pick up on the break. See if we can make some lemons out of your lemonade. Who knows? We will find out tonight one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. Now, for me, it's clear he's trying to kind of eke out a very specific part of the population of Iran, the radical Muslim leadership. That's the civilization, I believe, that he's speaking to that will die if they do not cooperate. He clearly is showing deference to the people of Iran, talking about new, less strident leadership that's trying to help get them out of this situation. But not everyone sees it that way. Seminar caller waited through the break. I told him I'd let him come back. He is concerned that Donald Trump is going to go nuclear, and that's what this message is. We've got a few minutes. I'll let you try to make your case.
Yeah, so this regime change. Well, yesterday he called them crazy bastards, and now he's calling
2 days
them
ago.
more pragmatic and smart. So which is it? Are they crazy bastards or they're more pragmatic?
I think just like this very clear message, he's speaking to the former
Very
regime,
clear.
the former regime leadership. Those would
Very
be the crazy
clear to
bastards.
cultists like you.
Well, I think it's very easy if you have a modicum of intelligence. It's a thing called discernment. He clearly is directing these comments at the regime that led the country for 47 years, was the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, that countless
know how
times
bad Iran
went after and killed innocent Americans. And so he's speaking to them.
Tell us something we don't already know.
Well, I'm telling you a lot of things you don't know because you just said, well, I don't understand. He called them crazy bastards. Now he says they're better people. Clearly, he's talking about two different people. Unless, of course, you're one of those people that think all Iranians look alike.
So explain to me how we have regime change. That's kind of weird. Like we got rid of the old Ayatollah for his younger son Ayatollah?
The one that we've never seen in public, right? That one?
Right. So let's say he is dead, okay, or incapacitated or whatever. We've killed a lot of their top people,
right?
But the IRGC still has the guns. They're still running the show. The Baji are still running around on their mopeds and motorcycles.
So you don't think there's any internal strife? You don't think there's anybody that's trying to seize power, take the opportunity that the Ayatollah is gone or whatever, disabled, he's not in public, whatever you want to call it?
No,
you don't think there's anyone that's trying to
they're
wrestle power?
No, they saw 40,000 people get gunned down. If I were them, I'd be staying inside too and keeping my mouth shut.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me about you. But my point just being, so you think that everyone's just sitting back. You think that all that's happening is everyone's sitting back and they're just waiting for the next Ayatollah. There's no efforts afoot within the country for them to try to seize power, take advantage of the fact that the Ayatollah's been knocked out, that their military has been.
What indications that is happening? Do you have any to share with us?
Well, I think that based on the fact that we keep being told that we have negotiators meeting with people, that there's third-party countries in the Middle East that have confirmed that these meetings are going on, that there's somebody that they're there.
Trump would never lie about that, right?
Did you hear the part? But this is where, again, you're so simple-minded sometimes with your hate of Donald Trump. I just said there are third-party countries that are arranging some of these meetings, that are taking part of these meetings, and they've confirmed it. Are they lying for Trump?
No, but I'm not sure.
So they're not lying, but Trump. So wait, hang on. I just want to make sure we got this right. So Trump is lying when he says they're having the negotiations, but the third-party countries that are saying we're having negotiations are not lying. So that would mean Trump's not lying either, right?
Look, here's what's going to happen. Before market close, Trump is going to announce that the negotiations are going well, and he's going to extend the deadline. Because right now he and his friends are all setting up their insider trading.
So this is all about the trading. I love it.
No, it's not.
It took you all this time to get to your phony little theory.
No, it's not all about that.
What's it about?
It's about what we're talking about. But a secondary benefit is how Trump can enrich himself with insider trading and manipulating the market. That's clearly part of this.
You mentioned that you're self-employed, which gives you a lot of free time. Have you ever contemplated seeing a therapist?
Okay.
Well, I mean, because you have these obsessive thoughts about Donald Trump. You just said they killed 40,000 of their people, and you're like, well, he's really doing this because he wants to increase his stock portfolio. That's what he's doing it for.
Just because I'm not busy reminiscing about Charlie's Angels and Cheryl Ladd, it doesn't mean that I'm not doing important stuff.
Jealous is what you're saying. Hey, look, if you come to one of the events I produce, I'll introduce you to. You don't have to be jealous.
Oh, wonderful. Look, if I were in your shoes, I wouldn't want to be talking about any of this. I mean, your job's got to be hard. I
do it pretty much each day.
I realize it's a sunk cost at this point, but at what point do you say, boy, you come home to your wife and go, oh, my God, defending the indefensible is just really wearing on me.
You obviously don't pay attention closely on the show. I always tell people My wife makes me look like a left-wing atheist. When I go home and talk to my wife, I never have those conversations. Right now, I don't need to have that conversation because this isn't about me being in a cult or me trying to justify anything. This is me looking at what's happening, supporting what I can, what's happening, and letting it play out the way it should. I'm not the one that comes up with crazy theories about this is all to enrich his stock portfolio. That's right. The billionaire ran for president again because he wanted to be a bigger billionaire because he couldn't make money outside of the government. Right. I think you have him confused with half of Congress.
The Regular Joe Show.